My portfolio is called the Losing Put Fund because last name's Losing Put. So the 5 stocks I chose were Adobe, Amazon, JP Morgan, Con Edison, and FedEx. And I went about choosing my stocks. I tried to think of companies that are used a lot by, I guess, the average person. So like, everybody, well, most of New York, for example, is powered by Con Ed. A lot of people shop on Amazon. A lot of people get their goods and stuff from FedEx and so on. So first stock I did was Adobe, and it was founded in 1982 by 2 men named Charles Gersh and John Warnock. And they initially were they were part of the research team of the Xerox Corporation, and they left the company Xerox to start Adobe. And the first software that they produced was a software called PostScript. And PostScript software is what enables printing to work. Pretty much the software is able to explain to a printer what is on the screen. It's like a computer code language that tells the printer what's on the screen, and that's how laser printing works. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And after they came up with PostScript, they came up with Photoshop and then more softwares after that. The current CEO is a man named Shantanu Narayan, I guess. The company is headquartered in San Jose, California, and it IPO'd initially on August 20th, 1986. This is a picture of the headquarters in San Jose. And the name Adobe comes from the Adobe Creek in Los Altos, California. And it's a creek that ran behind the homes of the 2 founders. So I guess they liked the name, they took their company name after that. And yeah, and the logo was designed, I believe, by one of the 2 men's wives or their mother. I forget which one, but it was a female, that's it. Okay, so these are some of the softwares that Adobe has come out with over the years. I'm pretty sure everybody in here knows Photoshop or has heard of it before. You just make cool pictures with it, as you can see it was there. After Effects is the standard software used by movie industries to add special graphic effects to video, as you can kind of see up there. Premiere Pro is a video editing software, and it's usually used to edit large video files, such as like movies, TV shows, and I guess commercials. Adobe Flash, I forget. I'd explain what that one's used for, but I'm sure you've all heard of that. And, yeah. So these are the 2 founders. This is Charles Gersh, and this is John Warnock. And then over there on the right, you have the current CEO, who is Shantanu Narayan. So I chose Adobe because it's a blue chip. Most of its software is used by a lot of places today, and me, after school, every day after school, I work on the tech crew here, run by Mr. Brown. And Adobe Premiere is the software we use to edit all the events that we film. So this is like some of the stuff we've shot on the school website. That's me and some of the tech crew members. Yeah. So this was my graph for Adobe. It started going down because Adobe Flash started glitching out, and it became vulnerable to like hackers and stuff. So that's basically why the stock went down. And when I bought it, I had 181 shares. I bought it with about 20,000 invested in it, and I came out with a little over 18,000, so I lost almost 2,000. And that's Adobe. Next, I did Amazon. Amazon was founded by Jeff Bezos in 1995. When he first started it, it was an online bookstore, but when he first started it, he had the idea to make it an everything store. Like, he wanted everything possible to be sold on it, which is where the arrow under the A to Z comes from. You can get anything A to Z. The company is headquartered in Seattle, Washington. This is a picture of what it looks like. And It IPO'd in May 1997 with $18 a share. This is this is the main website for Amazon. I'm sure you all have seen it. Amazon Prime is an asset of Amazon that enables, I guess when you buy things, you can get them quicker, and then Prime also has other features such as Prime TV, and recently they came out with Prime Air, which you can order things, and if they're under 5 pounds, Amazon will send a drone to you to deliver it. I thought that was kind of cool. And Mr. Gurney already showed us Amazon Go. So because of these, the stock is now going up again because it went down, as I'll show in a moment. This is the founder, Jeff Bezos. My reasoning for it was, it's used by a lot of people. It's been very successful since it started, and it's the holiday season, so a lot of people are going to be buying gifts and such. And I thought, maybe it'll go up. I was wrong. And it went down primarily because of the election, and what was the other reason? Amazon, the election, and then Amazon also wants to cut out using FedEx and UPS to deliver their goods, which is why they have Prime Air and such. I'm not really sure how they intend to go about getting it through other means. And yeah, this was my most doggish stock, did the worst. I invested about 20,000 in it and came out with a little over 17,500. So I lost about $2,000. Next, I did Con Ed, Consolidated Edison, and it was founded in 1884. Back in the early 1800s, most gas and light was provided by more than one company. I think there was around 20 in New York State alone, and they were all competing with each other to get as many customers as possible. And 6 of them came together to form Con Ed. I think before it was called Consolidated Gas of New York, and consolidated means merged or put together, so 6 companies merged. It IPO'd January 13th, 1978, and it is now the #1 energy and gas provider of New York State. I forget who that is. He's important. Reasoning, it powers most of New York. It's a blue chip stock, and it's very well known. Unfortunately for me, Con Ed went down primarily here because of Hurricane Matthew, and a lot of people along the east coast of the U.S. reported power outages, and Con Ed wasn't able to get the power back sufficiently, and then it just completely dropped after an article came out saying that Con Ed is starting to become obsolete now, because there are other companies like Tesla and Solar City that are now attracting customers, because Con Ed, power bills are very expensive. So I invested about 20,000, and it came out with a little under 18,000, so I lost just under $2,000 on this. Next, I had FedEx. It was founded by a Yale undergrad named Frederick W. Smith. He started the company in Arkansas, but the headquarters moved to Memphis, Tennessee, because the Memphis, Tennessee airport, it almost never shuts down due to weather. So, you can always get your goods and stuff. And the idea he had for making FedEx was, there are certain goods and services that one may need immediately that take forever to get there, such as medicine, or say we're in a time of war, we need weapons or something, we need a way to get the goods across the country faster, and that was where the Federal Express came from. When it started in April 1973, it started with 14 planes and 186 things that needed to be shipped out, and they shipped out everything. Well, they got everything to where it needed to be in under 3 days. I think that the main locations they sent to were New York, Miami, and San Diego. And it IPO'd April 12th, 1978. That is a picture of Smith. These are some of the different assets of FedEx. You have the services, express, ground, freight, and yeah, that all branched out from the main corp. When you order something through FedEx, this chart shows you that everything will get delivered within 5 days or less. And there's not much left on this. I chose it because it's very reliable, has a high success history, and its relative strength was better than UPS. Like, I was initially going to choose UPS, but I had compared the two on the graph, and UPS does a lot worse than FedEx, apparently. And yeah, so I invested about $20,000, came out with a little under 22,000, so I gained just about 2,000. And then my final company was JP Morgan and Chase. It started in 2000 when JP Morgan and Company merged with Chase Manhattan Corp. And by making that deal, it combined the four of the largest and oldest banking institutions in New York State. It's headquartered in New York City, and it IPO'd December 30th, 1983 at $44 a share. I chose it because it's a blue chip. It's very successful, and well, actually no, that's not why I chose it. I chose it initially through a random stock generator. Like I couldn't come up with a fixed stock, so I just typed in generate a random stock, and it came out with JP Morgan. And I'm glad I did because it ended up being the most bullish out of all my stocks. And I invested about 300 shares in it for initial cost of a little under 20,000. I liquidated it at $81 a share, and I gained about 24,000 from it. So I gained $4,602 total. And I meant to say for JP Morgan, it went up tremendously because of the election. And yep. And then this is my final graph. I only gained about $782 because 3 of my stocks went down, but FedEx and JP Morgan brought it just about to where it started. So, yeah.